Now, Jokic is off to another insane start. He's the second player in NBA history to average 30, 12, and 9 in his first 4 games of the season, joining Oscar Robertson the year he averaged a 30-point triple-double. And then Ant, he's been making three-pointers like he's Steph Curry. He's made 22 threes, tied for the second most in the first 4 games in NBA history, trailing only Curry last season. And then both Jokic and Ant, they rank in the top 5 in MVP odds. That's according to ESPN Bet in the early going. Jokic is going for his 4th MVP in 5 seasons. Anthony Edwards looking to join KG as the only Timberwolves to win the award. So the Stars are doing their part, right? But both of these teams, Bob, they're off to 2-2 starts here, and they feel like slightly different 2-2 starts. Is there a team that you have more faith can kind of get going a little bit?
Gosh, I have concerns about both. I really do. I mean, I think Minnesota, Randall, obviously after the first game didn't do well against the Lakers, but he's figuring it out a little bit. So, and Anthony Edwards is going to keep getting better and better. I think his ceiling is we can't even see it.
Right.
So I think they've got the upside. They've got a little more time. I love their supporting cast. I still like Minnesota's supporting cast. Denver presents, you have the best player, in my opinion, in the league, in Jokic, right now. I just wonder if they're wasting that a little bit. Because, I would say this. You lose Bruce Brown, and even Jeff Green was big in that championship run they had. And then you lose Caldwell Pope. Okay, these things are hard. When I was with the Warriors, we had a big decision on Iguodala. And he wasn't the star, but he helped us win championships. And we battled on his negotiation. And I remember I told Joe Lacob, this may be the difference between another championship or not. And we paid him. And he was. And we got another one. And I think that the question is when you make these decisions, you have paid Porter Jr. max. You've got Murray at a max. We can talk about Murray in a minute. Jokic, he's worth more than the max. And then you go, Aaron Gordon gets picked up, but you lost some role guys in the mix. And here's my bigger concern, Malika. I thought when Denver won it in 23 that Murray was on his way to being a top 10 player. In that playoffs, 26 points, 47 from the field, 40 from 3, 7 assists, 5.7. We saw how great he was. Right now, look at this. 37 from the field, 35 from 3, 18.8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. If you're going to limit your team's depth, you're going to ask more of the top guys. And he's just not doing it right now. He's just not doing it.
He's not. Well, since you came into this lovely Friday straddling the fence and not going to answer the question, I'll answer it for you, Bob. I have more faith in the Minnesota Timberwolves. Why? Because they have an upcoming rising young superstar in Anthony Edwards who could potentially be the face of the league, who's averaging 30 right now. You have an all-NBA caliber player in Julius Randle who could go out there and get you 24 points and 10 rebounds a night. You have your 4-time Defensive Player of the Year in Rudy Gobert, a veteran in Mike Conley who comes in and play his role to the T, and a guy that won 6th Man of the Year last year, Nas Reed. When I look at the Denver Nuggets, again, going back to a few of your points, too many question marks, right? Is Michael Porter Jr., is he going to take that leap at some point, like a real leap? Like, does he have aspirations of being an all-star? We haven't seen it yet this year. I mean, Jokic's back should be hurting the way he's carrying this team. And we've had multiple conversations off air about Jamal Murray. Think about this with Jamal Murray, right? He stunk it up in the Olympics. The last time that he played this team was last year in the semifinals, and he averaged 18 points, and they was on his heels like a pair of socks. Now, here's the thing with Jamal Murray. What is his ceiling, right? This is a guy that's 27 years old that's just entering his prime. What is his ceiling? And tonight like a night, real quick, tonight like a night is a night that he could get his swag back going against a team that bounced him out last year. And those two guys are going to be waiting for him, Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels.
Well, he is coming off a season-high 24 points against the Nets, but he's shot just 37% from the field, 33% on free threes. That's not what we've come to know from Jamal Murray. That's one side of this matchup. The other matchup tonight on ESPN, Orlando. Got some tough news ahead of our game tonight against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Star forward Paolo Banchero, he's been diagnosed with a torn right oblique that will sideline him indefinitely. Orlando does say he'll be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks, and his return to play, it's going to be based on how he responds to that treatment. Now, Paolo, he was off to a terrific start this season. In his last 2 games, he became the 3rd player in Magic history to score 80 points in that 2-game span, joining some franchise legends, Tracy McGrady and Shaquille O'Neal. It's just a tough time for this injury, to say the least. 10 of their next 12 games games for the Orlando Magic. They come against teams that made the playoffs last season, rather. So this is not going to be easy going here without their star player.
Yeah, this is rough. I mean, coming off a 50-point game, obviously don't know what that feels like at all, and you don't either, by the way. You have no idea.
Wow.